Hey everyone, here's my review for Dark Void from Capcom. Just came out last Tuesday. I guess Tuesday, the 19th. And yeah, I was actually kind of excited for this game. I heard what it was about. I heard what it was about back when Resident Evil 5 came out. I remember that because it actually came with a little sleeve. I was like, oh, Dark Void. Yeah, I've been hearing about this game. It looks cool. I didn't really know what it was about, but it looks cool on this little postcard thingy. And then I search out and I'm like, wow, that sounds really cool. Jetpacks and stuff. You can go anywhere with a jetpack. Awesome. I mean, I could do that in GTA San Andreas with cheat code, but that's fine. I mean, you could shoot people while riding on a jetpack. Woo-wee, wee well, I think you could do that in GTA San Andreas also. But anyway, did Capcom do a good job? Well, many critics have been saying that they didn't. Do I think it's good? Many critics have said it wasn't good, so you take a guess on that. Let's go on to story. Alright, now the story in Dark Void is pretty simple. Now, I'm not going to explain it because I'm not good at explaining things, but here we go. Let me just simply explain it. A guy crash lands, finds the alien race, finds the resistance. Now the resistance has to get rid of this alien race. There you go, the story. And the guy that crash landed is the key to pretty much getting rid of this alien race. Pretty simple, kind of cheesy, it's obvious. So, a guy, he's not the likely hero, and he becomes the likely hero. Whatever, except it has jetpacks. So, yeah. And the jetpacks are pretty awesome. So, yeah, there goes the story. It's pretty decent, not great. Definitely not the best part about the game. But that's not really saying much. So, yeah, it's just, mediocre. Anyway, let's go on to sound. Okay, now sound in the game, I'm going to do this pretty quick, is pretty badass, I'll say. It's the best part in the game. Nolan North, again, he's in it. So he's badass. Nolan North is always badass. He's like the king of voice actors now. Everybody else sounded good. Now the combat and stuff, the guns, all that stuff, like explosions, that sounded great also. I particularly like the flying around and you hear the jetpack going woo, and then you hear all the spaceships just flying by. It felt like Star Trek. It was like, and you're like, oh my god, and you're like afraid you're gonna get hit and stuff. It's like, and you hear things in the back of you, explosions all around you. It was actually really, really good. I have to admit, the sound was really fantastic. Maybe not groundbreaking like I'm making it really sound like, but it was really good overall. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say about that. Okay, now the graphics in Dark Void is actually a mixed bag of good and not so good. Now, when you're flying and stuff, and you're zipping around, and the spaceships are flying around, and you're shooting things, exploding stuff, hijacking stuff, it actually looks pretty decent. It looks actually really good, I would say, because you're going so fast and stuff, you're not paying attention to the environments, that you can't tell how bland they look. But when you're actually on foot shooting stuff and blowing the aliens up, who look pretty scrawny to me, that's the only big problem I have with the aliens, is that they look like they're like penciled thin. It's like if you I don't know, if you just like blow on them, they'll just like shatter into a million pieces and just like fly away in the mist. And it's lucky that they have that armor, because I'm pretty sure they will. Yeah, so the aliens, they look kind of scrawny. And like I said before, the flying, it looks good when you're flying and stuff, because you're not focusing on the graphics. When you're on foot, that's where it takes it a little up the ass. Not all the way up the ass, just a little. By the way, this is a graphic review, probably. I'll probably say F word, G word, P word, all that MLNOP. I don't even know what the hell I just said. MLNOP. I don't even know what Elm is. I guess that's a new letter I just made up. Elm. And it's LM combined. Actually, that's ELM combined. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, the graphics overall are decent. Even when you're on foot, they don't look horrible. They just look bland, okay? So, whatever. And some of the gun effects and stuff, like the alien guns, look pretty cool. So, whatever. Whatever. It's decent. You just like the story. It's decent. Okay, now the gameplay is probably I wouldn't say the worst part of it, but because it makes it sound like it's really bad. It's just very, very disappointing, I have to admit, because I was really looking forward to this game, really was. And if I had the money, I probably would have bought it. If I didn't see the reviews, and if I had the money, I probably would have bought it. And if I didn't play the demo, then I probably would have bought it, because it looked great. I mean, just watching it being played, it looked great. Sad thing is, the gameplay is pretty much this, like 80%, I'd say 85% walking around shooting, and which is bland. It felt like Terminator Salvation and stuff, the cover system and stuff. It felt like that, and I'm sorry. And plus, they're pretty much alien robot things. I don't know what the hell they are. I didn't beat the game, like I said before. I'm very close though, so I don't really know what these things are yet. I mean, we know they're aliens because every time I freaking beat the living hell out of them, alien blood comes out. So whatever. Anyway, yeah. The action itself, just on foot, is kind of bland. I mean, I didn't hate Terminator Salvation video game, so that gives you a hint where I think that it's not that bad. But the flying is actually really fun. Now, I thought the flying when I played it in the demo was actually pretty bad because I had to get used to it, obviously. And the beginning, it really just like felt bland. It felt like Iron Man. If you ever played Iron Man the video game, it felt like it. But I got used to it, and I liked it as much as like Crimson Skies and stuff. But it's like 15% of the game where you're actually flying around, not floating. I'm not talking about floating around and stuff. I'm talking about flying, like zipping through things, not floating with a jetpack. That doesn't count. That ain't fun. That's just like extended jump, pretty much. So yeah, and also like Whitey Revere said shit, I forgot the vertical shooting and stuff. You could grab onto a ledge and start shooting up or down. That's pretty badass. You'll know what I'm talking about later on. Maybe not in the gameplay you're seeing. I'm not sure, but whatever. If you play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's plenty of that. So yeah, overall the gameplay is still decent, but it's still probably the worst thing about it. It's definitely not getting a 7. It'll probably get like a 6, 6.5, and the gameplay is what makes the game. So overall, the game is very disappointing. It's still kind of fun in parts. I'm telling you this because I would probably give the gameplay a 7 because I'm thinking right now the gunplay isn't bland. It actually kind of got fun in parts, but then it pretty much took it straight up the ass, like I said before. It really took it straight up the ass when you have to do escort missions. I hate them. I just started doing escort missions. I swear to God, I'm going to shoot myself. I have to go save survivors. I have to go save this. I have to protect him. I have to protect my group. I have to protect everybody. I'm just freaking Nolan North. I'm not that awesome. I'm awesome. I'm not that awesome. I'm Nathan Drake. I can't do all this stuff, alright? I see why Nathan Drake cried in the beginning of Uncharted 1, because he's like, I can't do this, I'm gonna leave, alright? I see why now, because he can't do all this. Nolan North needs a break. Give him an award, and maybe he'll continue. But he needs a break, alright? Anyway, let me just cut it off right there, and say, that's it. That's it. Review is over. Check the description for the full, written review and stuff. I'm done. Thank you. Good night.